Hi there, hope you're all well. Welcome to episode 3 of the Hawkins Lettings Guide. Sorry for a bit of a delay from our last video, few things happening, conferences, things like that to attend to. So thought we'd get back on it and follow on from our video last week. Last week we started off with looking at investing in property to rent. You may be looking to become a landlord, or you may have inherited a property or something like that. But from that video we had a few questions asked about covering a few different topics. One of the big questions was furnished or unfurnished, what is best and what do tenants want? One of the other questions was what can put tenants off a property? And the other question which I'm going to answer first was what's the best property to invest in? An older, kind of larger terrace type property that's older, say early 1900s, or a modern kind of newer build, maybe a flat leasehold, something like that. So I'd like to give my opinion on that to begin with. I think it depends what you want, what you're looking for in your investment, what the long-term plan is, I suppose. With the older properties like the terraced houses in Nuneaton and Bedworth, they are getting very good returns now on rental amounts. You know, your typical terraced house is anything from £550 up to £650 a month now. They offer a good size of accommodation, you know, high ceilings, larger rooms, and they're very popular. You know, they tend to be situated in communities where there is a demand for housing for families, and other people wanting to be central around the train stations and access and things like that. So always a very good investment. But what you must be aware of when you're looking at older properties is obviously what comes with it, what may be behind the scenes. So I would advise you that if you are looking to purchase an older property, say older than a modern build, so definitely pre-1980s, but we're talking early 1900s or even 1800 and something, with the Victorian terraces, is that have them properly surveyed, make sure that everything is looked at, because with the older properties there tends to come more maintenance with it. That can be roofs, timbers, heating systems, damp courses, flooring, joists, things like that, and things that tend to cost a bit of money. But if you can get one that's in very good order, been well looked after, or if you get it at the right price that you can do those improvements before you let it out, then that's definitely something to look at, because you'll get a good return on your investment compared to the amount of money you're paying for it. On the modern side of build, you know, with a newer house you're going to pay more for it, but you're going to have potentially, he says, potentially less problems. But flats tend to be an interesting topic of conversation. Should I invest in flats? Well, all depends on, again, your long-term plan there, because when you've got flats, you've got leasehold. When you've got leasehold with flats, typically you've got management costs, service charges and ground rent. So that's going to eat up into any money that you're potentially making from renting your property out. However, what you get, or what benefits you get from that, is that it is a modern build. It's a flat, it's within a block, it's looked after, it's maintained. It's very easy living for tenants. It's very attractive to the would-be first-time buyers. They do let very quickly, and if they're on a modern development with good road access, close to the motorways, etc., you get a lot of people who will commute to and from work, so they do let quickly and they do let well and for good amounts of money. But just be careful on the outgoing costs on that side, and it depends, you know, if it eats into your costings or your yield per year, then you might end up really not making anything from it, or even losing out. So just be careful there, but still a good investment if you can find the right property to buy. Now the other question was the unfurnished or furnished scenario. Rule of thumb suggests that unfurnished is usually the way to go. That's what most tenants want, and that's what most longer term tenancies appear to be, is in unfurnished property, because a tenant moves in and they make it their home, they buy furniture, they add things, they make it their own comfort zone, and that tends how it be. However, there is demand for furnished, because you do get people who are you're moving into the area for work, but maybe on a 12-month contract or something like that. But generally the tenancies are shorter term, and you just got to be careful, because with leaving furniture and extra bits, there comes the liability for those things to replace, because they're part of the let. So if it breaks, you've got to replace it. And also there's the wear and tear element, you know, and then they sometimes can be contested at the end as to what is fair wear and tear and what is damage. So it depends, again, what kind of let you're looking for: long-term, short-term, high profit, lower profit, but longer-term gain, capital growth, things like that. But I hope that answers a few of your questions. We'll keep going with these videos. We're going to go through the whole lettings process, A to Z, the full guide, over the next few months for you. These videos will become more regular. We're looking to do 2 or 3 a week, not too long, hopefully. But if you do have any questions, give us a call, ping us an email, message us on Facebook, have a look at the YouTube channel, Hawkins Sales and Lettings. All these videos will be online there, and we'll stay in touch with you. So we'll hopefully see you soon. Bye-bye.